almost every day. Makes me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab.
Oh, you know, we need them. We all need them. We need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
You know what? I am ready today.
I knew you'd be ready today.
Yeah, I've got my red shoes on, and I'm ready.
Click your heels together. And, folks, welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living Radio. I'm Dr. David McMillian. She is psychotherapist, PLPC, Lauren Leon McMillian, and Toto Too.
That's right. He's over here.
Yeah. Well,
I got my basket. And,
yeah, I know. But we're super excited because you remember Father Nathan.
Absolutely,
Father Nathan Castle,
course.
right?
Couldn't forget.
And he was on recently with his wonderful books, Afterlife Interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
But his very first book, he sent us a copy of that too.
Right.
And we said, "Hey, Father Nathan, you got to come back on."
Right.
And you've got to talk about the book and Toto Too. It's The Wizard of Oz as a spiritual adventure. And the timing is perfect because, and Father Nathan will tell us all about this, coming up here just
We're right in between the wickeds.
Yeah,
right?
Right in between the wickeds. There's an online opportunity.
Oh, that's right.
That Father Nathan has. It's an online occasion to really focus on the spiritual adventure of The Wizard of Oz and Toto Too. And so he'll tell us all about that. But today, we're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about that upcoming retreat. And, Father Nathan is always engaging. And, but the book and Toto Too is especially just, it's not only a book that you can't put down, but it's also...
it's a rich guide for all of us.
It is illustrative of God's, how God gets to us, if you will, and sometimes disrupts us, but blesses us, calms us, and I think it's wonderful. So that's today here on Strategies. Father Nathan Castle is our life strategist. And we appreciate you being here, folks. We appreciate also our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center and Azalea Cleaners and Pintail Roofing and Learning RX and the Balanced Life Wellness Center and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, Alligator Italian Sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. Back in a moment with Father Nathan Castle, our life strategist today, here on Strategies for Living. Hang on.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong.
Welcome into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Let's welcome into the program now one of our favorite return guests. He is Father Nathan G. Castle. He graduated from Trinity University in San Antonio and entered the Dominican Order back in 1979. He has MA and MDiv degrees from the Dominican School of Philosophy and Theology at the Graduate Theological Union in Berkeley, California. And he served in campus ministries for over 22 years. And he's got several books out, including And Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz as a Spiritual Adventure. Father Nathan, welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome back to Strategy.
Great to be with you again.
Absolutely. So, okay, we're going to mention this several times, but upcoming, you've got The Wizard of Oz and Your Own Spiritual Adventure. And Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz and Your Own Spiritual Adventure. You're doing a Zoom retreat. And
right.
So you're inviting people. I mean, a lot of us, I remember, and you're old enough too, Father Nathan. I mean, I remember the days back when every year, one of the things that we looked forward to was the yearly network running of The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
I mean, it was a special time. That was back before the days of cable and satellite TV. And we had, depending on the community you lived in, you could get 2 or 3 television stations. And every year, one of the networks would always run The Wizard of Oz. And it's like it was a major event. Usually it would be on a Sunday evening, if I'm remembering correctly.
Usually in the springtime, around Passover, Easter.
Yes. And that was probably not by accident that they ran it there.
No.
Yeah.
They know that they knew that it wasn't a religious film, but that it had a lot of spiritual messages that would fit both Jewish and Christian traditions and springtime, the time of new birth.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, if people want more information about the upcoming Zoom retreat, so from your own home, it's going to be Saturday, August the 9th and Saturday, August the 16th from 10 until 12 noon. Is that right?
That's, Pacific time.
Okay.
What I was trying to do is create a retreat. I started doing this back during the pandemic when being together was impossible.
Right.
And people were learning Zoom very fast, even people who thought they'd break the internet if they touched it and wanted to be in touch with their grandkids or, they just wanted to stay connected. And Zoom isn't very difficult to use and it's not expensive.
Right.
So I started doing retreats on Zoom. And I've been working for a few years with Jack Canfield, who co-wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Oh, yeah.
And I was recently in a little seminar with Jack, and he said to me, you've got that Toto book, and you've got Wicked being released part 1, part 2. Why don't you do a retreat right now? It's timely. So I decided I would put one together over 2 weekends in August. People don't have to be available right at that time because it's recorded anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it's more fun if you're with the other people and it's live.
Sure.
But that wouldn't be a barrier necessarily. So the idea is to use the Wizard of Oz story. It's a big circular story because you end up back where you started.
Yeah.
But you're a different person by the time at the end of the movie. Dorothy, the name means gift of God.
Okay.
In Greek, and my name, Nathaniel, in Hebrew is also gift of God. And I think Frank Baum, the author, did that on purpose, that he wanted people to identify with the protagonist and see themselves in Dorothy and see themselves as God's gift to the world, and then live out of that and live happily and abundantly.
If people want more information or they want to sign up for the Zoom retreat, what's the easiest way to do that, Father Nathan?
You can go to my website, nathan-castle.com, and then there's a contact button there. Just send me an email and say you'd like to be invited.
Okay.
So then we'll send you everything you need to know online in an email. What we were trying to do is create something that could be both done live time with other people virtually. It could also, if you have a book club or the two of you, if you wanted to do it together, you could do it live with each other, but also be on the Zoom call.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
maybe you gather a group. But remember the experience of gathering a group to watch the movie?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Sure.
You didn't just go, to your room and watch it all by yourself. It was. I remember remembering it before there was a Super Bowl. I think that was 67 or 8 when that started.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Even before that, this was a Super Bowl party.
I love it. Love it.
It was advertised for a couple of weeks before it was shown, and of course we couldn't record anything. You had to sit and you had to make yourself available and be sure to be in front of the TV.
Yeah, that's why we look forward every year to the annual showing, if you will.
And people treated it like a party. People talked about what house they would watch it at. I remember the first year we had a color TV. People came to our house because many people didn't have them yet, and we knew that part of it was in color. People brought food the way that you would to a picnic, and made a big event of it.
Yeah. So you were obviously like I, as a kid, you grew up with it. When did you look at it through different eyes as a spiritual map, if you will?
Well, very young. The thing that intrigued me was the audience for it was everybody. It was grandparents and neighbors you didn't know all that well, and little kids and everybody in between. There was no question of watching anything else when the Wizard of Oz was on. That was a given.
Yeah.
But I watched how it was joyful, even though people have memories of being terrified of the flying monkeys or the Wicked Witch. It's still a children's story, and it's about empowerment and relying on others and helping each other. It just has a lot of spiritual themes, death and rebirth. So the thing that got my attention was it got people's attention. And as a preacher or a speaker, a writer, you have to do that first, or you're talking to the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you have an audience. You don't just throw this show out without any thought of who you're trying to connect with and what you're trying to say.
Right.
And this Oz story has just done that so well. It just won't go away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
universal.
It's universal, and it's perennial, if you will. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean,
for people of a more scholarly bent, it's also it's a universal story that follows the monomyth pattern of Joseph Campbell.
Yeah, the hero's journey.
His work?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the hero's journey. It's a hero's journey story, and those involve someone minding their business and suddenly being called to an adventure that they want to try to avoid, but they reluctantly agree to it. And then when they do, they cross over into a different world of some kind. They get on a ship and sail away, or in this case, a tornado takes them over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Right.
They meet allies and an adversary, and about halfway through, there's some sort of climactic battle. You seem to win the battle, and by the time you're exhausted, oops, there's another battle. There's another obstacle. And you succeed at what all the obstacles were, and then realize that I don't really belong here to begin with. This isn't my homeland. I need to go home.
Yeah.
And that means saying goodbye to all the companions and leaving that behind and going back where you started.
Yeah.
But then when you come back, Joseph Campbell called it greening the homeland, bringing new life to the homeland. And in the case of the Oz story, Dorothy's returning to a house that's hit by a tornado, and the lady down the street still wants to kill her dog.
I love it. Yeah.
She doesn't care because she's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No place like home.
Yeah. And you said,
so she's learned to live in her own skin.
You said that everyone is on a journey toward home. So how would you define the spiritual home?
Well, the simplest way of thinking of that is heaven. Whatever you think that an afterlife is, that's lovely and beyond strife. But that's not just relocating to a new address.
Right.
That's really learning the behaviors that make it so pleasant. A place where there isn't any trouble is what Andy M. called it in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
She tells Dorothy, you wear yourself into a fret over nothing. Help us out today and go and find yourself a place there isn't any trouble. And then she sticks a donut in her mouth. A cruller, just fried. And then Dorothy is left standing there with Toto asking this metaphysical existential question. Toto, do you suppose there is a place where there isn't any trouble?
Mm.
Well, it's not here. It's not a place you can get to on a boat or a train.
Right.
It's behind the moon, beyond the rain, and then the music swells, and Judy Garland is singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
Yeah.
But in the story, there is this place she heard of once in a lullaby, but she's really, in the plot line, it's a anywhere over the rainbow. Just get me out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's not really going anywhere. She's running away, but not running toward.
Mm-hmm.
And many people have had one part of their life where that's kind of their circumstance,
Sure.
where they feel like I don't like where I am and I need to escape somehow.
Anywhere
And
but here.
That might be anywhere but here. And sometimes that's drugs and alcohol or anything that you can get addicted to.
Mm-hmm.
Different patterns of behavior that just don't serve you. So a lot of people can identify with the feeling stuck at the front end of it and feeling the need to run away somehow.
Yeah.
We're visiting with Father Nathan Castle today. The book is Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz as a Spiritual Adventure. And you can find it wherever you buy books. You can also check out the upcoming Zoom retreat coming up in August. Go to nathan-castle.com and hit on contact, and you can get more information about the upcoming Zoom retreat. But stay here with us. We've got more with Father Nathan Castle today. He's our life strategist here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center. You know, I say it a lot. There's no place like the Robinson.
Absolutely, there is not.
617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. You've got so much. You got the movies. You got Abby Singer's Bistro on the second floor of RFC, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Newly remodeled.
Absolutely. Great menu. RobinsonFilmCenter.org is the way you check it all out. You can go to RobinsonFilmCenter.org at any time and find out what movies are showing. Here's the deal. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. When you become a member, you become a star. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. I'll say it again. There's no place like the Robinson.
There is not, and I'm glad we have one right here.
Absolutely. The RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donisa Walker with Learning RX Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, Learning RX Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning RX Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does Learning RX Shreveport.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
And welcome back in to Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. We're with Father Nathan Castle today. His wonderful book, Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz as a Spiritual Adventure. You can get it on Amazon. It's in print form. You can get it in ebook form. If you like the Audible thing, you can get the Audible book with Father Nathan narrating it. And you can check out the upcoming Zoom retreat. You want to go ahead and get signed up for this because this is Saturday, August the 9th and Saturday, August the 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. That's Pacific time. And if you want more info, go to nathan-castle.org. retreat.com. Now, Father Nathan, they don't just get the retreat, right? They get more.
Yeah, what I'm hoping for is that people will carve out a little bit of time in their life. Many of us have a spiritual practice that we call prayer or meditation, or it could be different things, but some daily time spent on spirit. And even for people who don't have that already, I'm trying to help them create something by. They'll need a copy of the movie, which is very easy to find.
Right.
I think I have mine through Amazon Prime, but you can anywhere you look for The Wizard of Oz, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Have your own copy, and then I'll send you a guide and say, like, on day one, watch the first 15 minutes, and then I'll have a series of questions to ponder. What does this have to do with you? It's about your spiritual adventure. Do you see any parallels between what's happening in this part and anything going on in your life or parts of your life in the past?
Right.
And then, so if anybody wants to follow it that way, it'll be like a devotional. I'll give you prompts and clues so that by the time you get to the first of the Zoom meetings, you've already been at this for some time. So it won't be brand new information. You'll be able to share, I think, at a level of depth. One of the things I'm hoping to have about 100 people on the Zoom call.
That'd be wonderful.
And when I've done these in the past, the internet goes all over the world. So you might be in a breakout group with somebody from New Zealand or the Middle East, France. They have to speak English, but there are people who speak English all over the globe.
Sure.
So part of the live experience of the retreat is that. But I'm also hoping that if people sign up well enough in advance, I can supply them with materials that they'll get through their email. All they have to do is look at their email or print them out if they want, and then they'll be able to follow along that way.
Right.
That's really neat.
The smallest character, I guess, in The Wizard of Oz.
And your little dog, too.
And your little dog, too, Toto.
Yeah.
Least spoken, anyway, other than a few barks. But
he has only a few lines.
Yeah, but Toto represents something pretty big. He's pretty small, but he represents something pretty big, doesn't he?
Toto means totality. It means everything. We said it was universal. Well, uni means one, the one who is.
Right.
And that, Joseph Campbell would have called that, 10,000 names of the one. But I'm a Catholic Christian, and so for me, that's God, who is also one but three, Father, Son, and Spirit. I think of Toto as the Christ, the one who was with you always, promised to be with you always, whether you were running away or coming home and everything in between. So I like in the 12-step movement, when people come into an AA group or any of the 12-step groups, nobody quizzes you on your orthodoxy.
Right.
They just welcome you, and they invite you to avail yourself of your higher power and acknowledge your inability to fix yourself on your own and ask for your higher power. So I think of Toto as the Christ that was under your nose all along.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need anything, but he's always been with you and loving you always.
And just to be very clear about the book and your upcoming retreat, you mentioned you are a Catholic priest, but this is a spiritual opportunity. So you don't have to be Catholic to appreciate or fill in the blank anything else. Just as long as you're living and breathing,
you're a spiritual being.
You're a spiritual being. So you're. I don't want to. I don't want to speak for you, but all comers are welcome, are they not?
Yeah, and they didn't play The Wizard of Oz on the Catholic channel. Of course, it wasn't one of those years ago.
Right.
But it has a universal message, and so that's part of the fun of doing it. Is that when I offer Toto retreats, I get a really mixed bag of people, very much like this central characters. What is a little girl, a dog, a straw man, a tin man, and a cowardly lion have in common? Well, they have in common their lives and their life story and their joys and sorrows. And somehow they forge bonds of love, and they help each other, each one get what they're looking for. I think we could do that on a retreat.
Follow the yellow brick road. What is that? I'm sure there's some symbolism there. What does the yellow brick road symbolize?
Well, it has different ideas over time. I don't really know. What do you think? Let me turn it back on you let me be the interviewer for a minute. What do you think?
Our struggle going down the road, our wrestling with everything that is encountered down that road. I mean, it starts out a bright yellow brick road, right? And it goes around and around, and it goes through all kinds of stuff.
It takes a circuitous route.
Yeah.
Sooner get started on it in the movie than it forks off in three directions and you don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to ask a brainless guy for directions.
Too true.
Good point.
You got to get out of your mind sometimes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I've used it as a model for my own life. I'm in religious life. I get transferred. I have a vow of obedience, and I go where I'm sent. So I just follow the road wherever it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you sometimes have to say goodbye to people you love, and move away, or you lose them in death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do trust that if you stay on the path, you go around the next bend in the road, and there's the next person you're supposed to meet.
Yeah.
By the time I remember my mom as a widow, I watched her do that. I thought, how is she going to do this? Because she lost her husband at 52 years and her best friend right about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And she moved into an assisted living. She would have slapped me around for that. She was always called an independent living apartment. But it's in a senior center. But as soon as she got there, she started a welcome wagon. And she made it her business to buy these I used to take her shopping for this stuff in the little goodie bags. And if there was somebody new, she worked with the director of the place. And if somebody was new, she was at their door that day, welcoming them.
Neat.
So I try to be that way.
Yeah.
What's a daily practice that you do that maybe helps you stay on your yellow brick road?
Well, I start the day with prayers of gratitude. Mm-hmm. And I learned, God is both one and many. We believe in one God in three persons, but then I believe that inside the heart of God is everybody who wants to be there.
Right.
And so I pray to my parents who've been gone from here for 20 or 15 years. I have a lot of I'm a Catholic, and we have a lot of saints that we venerate, and I believe that they can be with me. I don't have to pray to the sky.
Right.
I can pray. I can go inward. My mom taught me to make the sign of the cross, which makes an X over your heart. And I was just a little boy learning the alphabet. She said, "What letter is that? What's an X?" Well, what does X mark? It marks the spot where the treasure's buried.
Yeah.
The treasure's buried inside you. So knock on your chest and say, "Hello in there. I want to talk to you," because that's where God lives, inside you. So that's one of the ways I start the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
All right. So we have the scarecrow, the brainless guy. You said we've got the Tin Man. Doesn't have a heart. And then we've got the cowardly lion who needs courage, right?
She thinks he does.
Yeah, all of them think they do.
They all already have what they think they lack.
Right.
Which is one of the lessons of the movie. You see it right away when she first meets the scarecrow, and once she realizes that he's alive, he's pointing this way and that way, and then points both ways. He wants down, but she can't get him off the pole. Do you remember his line next? Well, I'm not smart about doing things, but maybe if you just twist the nail, I'll slip off.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have any brains, but he can problem solve.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of us, isn't it?
And says, "Well, yeah, we have what we need. We just need to have it teased out of us." And she says, "Well, how can you talk if you don't have a brain?" And one of the best lines is, "Well, I think that some people without brains do an awful lot of talking."
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I love it.
But anyway, you can see right as she begins to meet the first of her companions that he's exaggerating. He thinks he doesn't have a brain, but look, he just solved a problem. And then in the book, the Tin Man actually was once flesh and blood, but he was engaged to be married, and isn't told in the movie, but it's in the book. His fiance's mother didn't want her to get married. She wanted her to stay a maiden to take care of her in her old age.
Mm-hmm.
So she hired a witch to put a curse on the fiance, the Tin Woodsman, and every time he swung his axe, he cut off a part of himself. And then he had to get a prosthesis until there was nothing left of him but tin. And then he says the tinsmith forgot to give me a heart, and he forgot how to love.
Wow.
At least he thought he did. And so a lot of people have brokenheartedness over a love that was lost, especially something that went wrong in this one, maybe not necessarily death, but an argument or a divorce or separations of different kinds. So
we encounter all kinds of losses in our lives.
And he thinks he doesn't have an emotional life, but he's got to keep that oil can nearby because he starts crying all the time.
There you go.
Good point.
And Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz, as a spiritual adventure. We are having an adventure today with Father Nathan Castle. You can find the book on Amazon in print, ebook, or Audible, and there's an upcoming retreat that you can, Zoom retreat that you can be a part of, no matter where you are in the world. We'll talk about that more when we come back with more strategies for living. Today with Father Nathan Castle. Be right back.
From the bayou to your table, we're keeping it alive with flavors from the family passed down to survive. The Godfather's here with a twist in the tail, alligator Italian sausage, and it sure won't fail. It's the boss of the bayou, a taste you can't refuse. Italian tradition, Cajun infused. Godfather sausage, bold and true. But Andres bringing the bayou to you.
Get the Godfather alligator Italian sausage only at Fertitta's Delicatessen, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Pick up a muffy while you're there. The Godfather alligator Italian sausage. It's a taste you can't refuse. Sold only at Fertitta's, 1124 Fairfield Avenue in Shreveport. Dealing with stress, pain, feel like you're running out of options? When your life is balanced, wellness is a given. True wellness is holistic. It's about the mind, the body, and the spirit, all in balance. Now, there's a place right here in Shreveport that's all about helping us achieve peak mental, emotional, and physical health. The Balanced Life, 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. Come see and feel the difference getting your life in balance can be. Many of your friends and neighbors have already learned the difference less stress and pain mean in their lives. You can book a discovery session right now online, thebalancedlife.us. All you've got to lose is stress, pain, or maybe both. Come see and feel for yourself the real difference balanced wellness makes. The Balanced Life Wellness Center, 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, next door to Strawn's. Thebalancedlife.us.
We all have problems every day. We all need help along the way. We need strategies for living radio.
And we're getting strategies today from life strategist Father Nathan Castle, the author of And Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz, as a spiritual adventure. The book is in print, or ebook, or Audible. You can get it on Amazon. And there's an upcoming opportunity for a wonderful Zoom retreat with Father Nathan. And all you got to do there is go check it out, nathan-castle.com. Just hit contact. You'll get all the info. And you can email Father Nathan. He can send you the workbook. And you can have a lot of fun coming up August the 9th and August the 16th, 10 to noon Pacific time. But it doesn't matter wherever you are in the world. If you're not available between those times, you'll be able to get the playback. But it'll be so neat, to
be in that environment,
Yeah.
that interfaith,
absolutely.
Universal
the opportunity is can be amazing, right? All right, so man, there's so many questions.
I have one. I don't. It's Father Nathan. Of course, we had you on for your interrupted death, your afterlife interrupted.
Afterlife interrupted.
Right. And so my question is, have those experiences changed or even in any way greatly informed your work with understanding the Wizard of Oz story?
Well, one way it has, I was always taught from childhood that nobody stays dead.
Right.
Right.
Death is like birth. You don't keep being born. You get born and then you have a life after you're born.
Right.
And so I always understood that anybody that had died is alive, and in prayer they can be spoken to in the body of Christ. As a Catholic, I was taught to make the sign of the cross, and then say, if this person is in the body of Christ, may I speak to them, please? And so I've done that with the casting characters, with Frank Baum, the author of the book. His wife and mother-in-law who lived with him, they were very involved in the suffragist movement, trying to get women the right to vote during their lifetime. Judy Garland, Bert Lahr, Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch. I've made friends with some of these folk in the afterlife.
Very cool.
Because they can be with us, and some of them are some of my best friends. I look forward to the face-to-face meeting later on, but for right now, I've got great. I've always prayed for everyone who sewed a button on a costume or swept the studio floor, not just the headliners.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I did get to meet one of the Munchkins years ago. She's since passed. She was in her upper 80s when I met her. But I love the story, and I love even Wicked, the current adaptation of it. And I'm absolutely sold on the idea that we all survive our deaths, and if our deaths come in some sad or tragic way, Good Friday turns into Easter, and pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We don't have to linger on Good Friday.
When you were a kid, you were one of the
I was
Munchkins, weren't you?
I was in the ballet, yes, and I was a lollipop guild.
You were
Munchkin.
a lollipop guild.
It was one of the few auditions where you had to be under a certain height, so I was super excited.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, lots of people have those memories too. I was never a part of it as a play, although I've taken it to churches and retreat houses. And when you bring it to a local congregation and turn them loose on it, it's so easy to find costuming. I mean, how many Wizard of Oz costumes have you seen at Halloween?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it can be something that a congregation takes part, and there you can have the children doing decorations, and it's so easy to find Oz materials that when churches do it, we can kind of take over for a weekend or for maybe a 3-day retreat, and it's just great fun. I've taken it to places that have had big tragedies. Joplin, Missouri, and had lost 164 people in a tornado in 30 minutes. And so did Moore, Oklahoma. They lost a lot of children. And I've been thinking about the people in Texas because I worked at one of those camps.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I worked at Camp Stewart next to Camp Mystic. I know the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I lived there.
Wow.
So maybe one day
maybe you'll be going there.
When it's not so rough. Well, maybe when the emotions aren't so raw, that's something to do. 9 months to a year later
for healing. But I've got a question. I've got a question with regard to that. If all of us from time to time find ourselves in a Kansas moment, we're stuck. We get stuck in life. We get stuck in the black and white, right? Because that Kansas part of the movie was not in color. And so what might we do when we find ourselves stuck, if you will, in a Kansas moment? What might we first think of doing to move toward some type of spiritual awakening?
Well, I think Dorothy, at the very beginning of the movie, you learn that the neighbor has hit Toto over the back with a rake, and she does try to consult the wise. She talks to all the adults in her world, but nobody's really listening. They're all too busy. So it isn't that she didn't try, but she might have given up too soon. Nevertheless, she loved And if you recall, she starts running away, and the first person she meets is Professor Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember him? He's kind of an old circus guy in the ditch.
Yeah.
Well, in the 19th century American archetype for running away was to run away and join the circus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But now he's an old man with a faded circus wagon in a ditch talking to his horse. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Running away to join the circus.
Not
didn't
quite.
work. But he sees a fellow traveler, a young girl, about to make the same mistake, and he gently helps her reimagine things. He rifles through her purse with her eyes closed because he needs to get more in tune with the infinite. She has to close her eyes.
Right.
He finds a photo of Auntie Em in a polka dot dress. Oh, there's a woman. Oh, look, she's clutching at her heart. She's falling onto the bed. Oops, the crystal's gone dark.
Right.
So he's trying to get her to see that she's more loved than she's paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there might have been a bad moment when they weren't paying attention, but now she's got to run back because Auntie Em might be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she doesn't get all the way home before the tornado intervenes and sends her elsewhere. But she at least tries to consult the wise, ask around, look for help. There's help there to be found if you look for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much packed in here, isn't there?
Yes.
I mean, it's like we need about a 3-hour program if we're really going to do justice. Oh, well.
Or maybe a 4-hour retreat.
There you go.
You might want to think about a 4-hour retreat broken up over a couple of Saturdays. I mean,
I'm so glad I talked to you. I would have never thought of that.
Well, it's a bit of free advice, Father Nathan. So I'm thinking, kind of coming up in
9th.
August.
Yeah.
I'm thinking August the 9th and August the 16th would be really good dates. Folks, if you want to join, Nathan-Castle.com, hit the contact, and you can tell Father Nathan you're interested. He will get material to you, and you can join in the Zoom retreat. Very special spiritual opportunity. And you can look for the book, and Toto Too, on Amazon. You can get it in print, ebook, or Audible. Father Nathan Castle, our life strategist today, here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
Welcome back. Welcome back here on Strategies for Living with Father Nathan Castle. the author of And Toto Too, The Wizard of Oz is a Spiritual Adventure. The Zoom retreat coming up August the 9th, August the 16th, 10 to 12 noon Pacific time. And Father, there is a love offering suggested, but it's nobody's turned away, right?
Yeah, I live about poverty, so I'm not trying to get rich, but I want to cover my costs. And part of what I live in a community of brothers, and we pool our monies. And we've got 10 new guys joining us next month who will enter our novitiate. So once they're in graduate school, it's expensive. It's more than $50,000 a year.
Wow.
So I try to pay for at least one of them. So if people can donate, I just ask that they do that. If they can't, well, then that's okay too.
I hope a lot of people will join. And again, it's Nathan-Castle.com. Just hit the contact. You'll be put in touch, and Father Nathan will get you the information. And I hope we all join together on August the 9th and August the 16th between 10 and noon Pacific time, be interacting with people all over the world. Father Nathan, thank you so much for the work that you do. I look forward to future opportunities for us to be together here on Strategies. Thank you.
Perfect.
And folks, thank you. We appreciate you being a part of Strategies for Living, because after all, we do this each and every day for you. And we can do it because of our wonderful sponsors, the Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center, and Fertitas Delicatessen, home of The Godfather, Alligator Italian Sausage. And you know, when Father Nathan comes to town, we're going to feed him a muffy. So, good muffies too. If today were the last day of your life, and you only had one more phone call that you could make, who is it that you'd call? And what is it that you'd say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Father Nathan Castle and for Lauren Leon McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.